Good evening, everybody, and this is Noreen McClendon with another segment of Free to Heal. I'm your host, moderator, whatever you want to call it. And we had another great session today. This evening, we were fortunate to have the author of The Hurt Help book by Tavakis Dawson. The Hurt Help book by Tavakis Dawson. Mr. Dawson wrote this book as a way to help us deal with various, what he calls syndromes in our communities. And there are a wide range of them, from drug dealers to drug users, enablers, guilty by association, white collar criminals, sense of entitlement, abusers, bullies, prostitutes, gamblers, convicts, gangsters, needing anger management, and manipulators. And what he does is he describes the syndrome and the things that those particular characteristics tend to say or use to justify their behavior. And then he has you to read what those syndromes are. He has illustrations in the book that are phenomenal, and he asks you to describe what you see. I'm not going to show you all those things today. I suggest you get his book when you get an opportunity. But we had a lively discussion about the book and different things. And one of the topics that came up that generated a lot of discussion was people needing anger management. And as a result of that, these are some of the things that were discussed that I hope that you will enjoy as you watch. One of the participants discussed that a challenge in anger for him is in dealing with it in a way that doesn't hurt anyone else. When he's hurt, that he doesn't want to hurt anyone else. He wants to learn how to deal with his anger in a way that doesn't cause hurt to anyone else. And there are things that he does. He'll breathe. He'll do breathing exercises. He will walk away from the situation. These are things that he uses. There are lots of tools, 5-second rules. Some people need 3 seconds, some 10, some even 20 seconds, counting backwards from 10 to give them an opportunity to think about those things that are better choices, because in the anger process, being upset and angry, particularly if you're hurt, it may cause you to do things, and you need to think about the consequences of those actions for folks. So yourself and those around you. One of the sayings, we've probably all heard the saying that hurt people. But our author tonight was with us, and he indicated and he added the positive end of that, which is hurt people, but healed people heal people. And obviously that was near and dear to our heart here at Free to Heal, because what we come together every week to do as formerly incarcerated loved ones and children of people who have been incarcerated is for us to heal from the ravages of what incarceration has done in our families, in our lives, and in our communities. So hurt people, but heal people heal people. And we're trying to be those healed people that help you to heal. And we are always grateful when you take that journey with us. The another thing that came out is a gentleman said, and I think this is really important to understand, nobody can make you hurt them. So sometimes people make an excuse or justify hurting someone else. Abusers do this often. I wouldn't have done that. Look what you made me do. No, nobody made you do anything. Likewise, when people say, well, you just make me feel some type of way. No, you feel that way because that's what you believe about yourself in the first place. So nobody can make you do anything, and certainly nobody can make you hurt them. Those are choices that we make, even in instances where we feel our family or someone is threatened. Those are choices that we make in those moments that we believe are the best choice for us at that time. Oftentimes, you get a lot of time to sit down and think about the fact that, was it really the best decision for everyone involved? So, taking the time to stop and think about what we're doing, particularly in a moment where we're hurt, is really important for us to do. Another good thing that came out tonight, there were a couple of things that the author said that I thought were awesome, and I want us to think about. When ego and pride show up, move out of the situation within 1 minute. When ego and pride show up, move out of the situation in 1 minute. Why? Because what typically comes after that is not beneficial to you or those that you're involved with. So I think that is a great thing to keep in your mind. When you see the ego enter into the equation, there's a conversation, there's a confrontation, whatever it is. When your ego and your pride are triggered, walk away. It takes more strength to walk away than it does to engage. So that is a great practice and a tool that you can use. Again, at Free to Heal, we're about tools that you can use on a practical level every day that will help you heal from the things that have happened in your life and to prevent you from going into incarceration and having to deal with the criminal justice system at all. Another one that he said that I loved was, you can't run from the problem if you are the problem. Whoa, holla at your girl. If you are your problem, you go wherever you are. You go where you go. You take the problem with you because you're the problem. I want to encourage you. If you find that you're always in conflict, there's always some drama in your life, there's always somebody disrespecting you and all those things, chances are the problem is not them, it's you. It's you. When you find that you can't have decent relationship with anybody, you're always in a traumatic, drama-filled situation, the problem is usually you. And no matter where you go, you are taking you and all of the problem with you. You are the baggage that is standing between you and a peaceful life. We also discussed the fact tonight that happiness is a choice, even in circumstances where bad things happen to good people. There is a way to choose happiness. And so these are things that we have to realize about us, that we can control those things. We cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond to it. So those are things, tools that we want to use. I want to make sure that I didn't leave anything out. You can turn a negative into a positive by doing better for yourself, doing things that will better you as a person, spending time working on those things that make you a better person. You can change a negative situation into a positive. The author of this book has been incarcerated. He decided when he was incarcerated that he needed to learn a trade, which he's now been able to come out and use to support himself in a legal way. He encouraged all of us in the group that we can use reentry as a time to reinvent ourselves. And we've had that conversation on Free to Heal before. Let's look at the reentry process as an opportunity to become who we always wanted to be. It's an opportunity to do better, be better, and have the life that we want. These are opportunities. It's not going to be easy. Nobody's promising easy, but you do have that as an option. So I just want to encourage you with that. Another thing, finally, that I think this is important that the author said tonight. Having a support system is important, and it's really good for us to have a support system. However, he said, self-accountability is the most necessary thing that you can have in life. Having that personal accountability. I'm a big proponent of self-responsibility. You cannot hurt me if I don't put you in position to either care enough about you, get close enough to me to hurt me, unless I allow that. I'm accountable for that. When I learned that I was responsible to protect my heart, nobody has ever been able to break my heart in the way that I was devastated as a young woman, because I'm responsible. And if I see that things are headed in a direction where they may break my heart, I'm responsible to step away from that. So these are all tools that we can use, things that help us to be at peace and to choose happiness. And I hope and pray that you get as much out of this session of Free to Heal as I did. And I look forward to seeing you. Please leave your comments, questions in the comment section. Let us know what you think. And we'll look forward to seeing you again next week on Free to Heal. And again, I'm Noreen McClendon. Check us out on all social media and let's heal ourselves. Bye-bye. So good evening, everybody. Welcome to Free to Heal. Tonight we have author Tavakas Dawson. Tavakas Dawson is the author of the Hurt Help book. And I'm going to turn it over to him and let him tell everybody all about itself.
All right. As she mentioned, my name is Tavakas Dawson. I'm the CEO of the Hurt Help Group, and I'm the author of the Hurt Help book. And the main reason that I actually wrote the book is to give our communities a place to talk about whatever trauma that they've been through, whatever addictions that they might have. And our community, we're not too quick to go to a therapist, a counselor, and just lay it all out and let people know what's actually bothering us. So the Hurt Help book was created to where they could be able to just be vulnerable and just basically like self-help, self-therapy. If they choose to go to a therapy later on, at least they'll have somewhat of a reference guide to give that clinician. So you have characters as far as the drug dealer, the drug user, the manipulator, the sense of entitlement, convict, so forth, so on. Basically, all the characters that plague our community on a daily basis. So I just wanted to create a tool, a resource to be able to give back to our community. I come from that background. I come from an abusive home. If y'all can hear the twang, I'm originally from Louisiana. So moved here when I was 18, got into the gang life, drug life. But a lot of that started back home. So LA was just a bigger playground for me to do what I was already doing in the South. But once I overcame that lifestyle, I felt like I had somewhat of a blueprint to give our community to help them overcome it. So the tool, the resources here, it's just a blessing to be a blessing. Many seeds was planted over time to get me to where I am right now. So I'm just giving back to our people what was so freely given to me. So here I am. I'm just thankful to be here and to be able to present this to y'all.
And what I want to do is I want to take a second and just tell you how the book is laid out, because so when he talks about the different characters, so there's going to be, he'll give you the character. He'll describe the syndrome and the things that are associated with that. So this first one is the drug dealer. Okay. And then he describes what that syndrome is and some of the things that people say when they're drug dealers. I'm going to read some of them to you. If I don't sell it to them, somebody else will. If I'm not forcing anybody to buy it. It's their choice. They shouldn't be doing it if they can't handle it. I didn't make them lose their family. I have to make this big money so my family can have a better life. Note, a drug dealer is someone who has no boundaries regarding whom he or she sells illegal narcotics to. This individual does not consider selling drugs an addiction. On the contrary, the addiction is greed for money or anything of value. And then after that, there's things for you to describe to the best of your knowledge, give examples, and explain how hurt has been a part of the drug dealer's life. So this is for you to dig deep into yourself and find the answers to your questions. Now, and then the next one is the help. Now, explain what can be done to help the drug dealer's irrational thinking. That's not necessarily the most positive solution. It may work.
It ended.
But then he has illustrations of different things, which are very detailed. And then he asks you to explain what you see in the illustration. So it's a very interactive book that actually helps you deal with it. And the one thing I found in going through the book was, if we could conquer just the ills that are described, the different syndromes in this book, our community would be much better. And I'm so curious, Mr. Terrell, baby, what you eating? I'm so hungry. What you eating, baby?
I mean the salad. I mean the homemade salad.
Okay, well, see, you know what? And then you and then Roberta got the banana pudding. Y'all just showing out on me tonight.
Where the
Y'all
banana pudding
out,
at?
number one.
Where the banana pudding at? Yeah, see, last time, where the banana pudding at?
She got it over there. She keeping it Terrell to herself.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Ain't that something? That's all right. Well, we know what's happening. But anyways, what?
I seen a movie one time where they had 72 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You could kill anybody you wanted in your name.
Oh, The Purge.
Yeah.
The Purge. That was one of my girlfriend's sons starred in that movie.
Okay.
It was horrible.
It's all right.
You know.
Well, anyhow, just think if you had a year, right? 1 year where you could shoot all the dope dealers, all the pimps, all the pieces of shit.
But let me tell you this though. Who decides who that is though, Pike?
The one with the pistol.
See.
So anyhow, but I'm saying, for 1 year, whoever you shot, so be it. And then at the end of the year, you went back to normal.
Good luck with that. Let me just tell you this.
I'm just saying, you go back to
a lot of people wouldn't be here. You probably wouldn't be here neither, Pike.
Huh?
He said you probably wouldn't be here neither.
Well, I don't have a problem with that.
Listen.
I'm old, dude. I'm 73 years old. Somebody takes me out, I ain't missed a goddamn thing.
But this is the thing, right? That kind of lawlessness, we are certainly, and I want to reiterate, we are not advocating that, okay?
Nobody.
You understand that, Pike? We are not. Everybody listening, don't be listening to this fool. That was a movie, okay? And we got enough death by gun violence out here. We got young people getting shot because they rang the wrong doorbell and all this kind of stuff. We got way too much gun violence. We don't even need to be.
Just think what would happen at the end of the year.
It'd be a whole lot of people dead.
That's right.
That's it. And guess what?
No,
and when you go back to normal, Pike, it'll be right back to the way it was before because people do those kinds of things. You know what? That's not true. You think they could get rid of everybody. Somebody would be stepping into that, filling that void.
Wouldn't be that many.
Well, one thing is for sure, we trying to do the help. We trying to help the hurt that's in our communities. That's what we about.
That's what I'm talking about.
That ain't helping. No, what you're doing is add more hurt because what I want you to realize is, and this is something that is really serious to me, and all joking aside, is that we don't often talk about and explore the damage to the perpetrators' families either.
Mm-hmm.
When all of you guys were incarcerated, your family suffered.
Big time.
Can we not testify to that, Di?
Amen.
Okay, we all suffered. If you're dead, it's even worse.
Right.
Okay, so the notion that we just gonna, kill off the bad and whatever, all that does is leave more hurt in its wake.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention the fact that I believe that our communities really suffer because they took the leadership out of our communities. They
Yes.
took the best and brightest of ours out of our communities. I know people who were really, really smart, bright, intelligent people who could do great things for our communities. And if they ever got their hands on them, they tried never to let them go again. They tried to make sure they kept them for very long periods of
I
time.
ain't talking about them.
Well, but it's okay. It don't matter. Like I say, at the end of the day, perpetrators, no matter who they are, when their families suffer, one perpetration, particularly in gang life and stuff, one thing leads to another. Okay, you killed them, so now I feel like I need to retaliate. And that is a constant thing. I know when I was doing hardcore gang intervention, that was the one thing we were trying to prevent more than anything else was retaliation. So how did we do that? We tried to get ahead of the rumor mill. If somebody from your neighborhood got killed, instantly y'all assume it's whatever your favorite rival target is, not knowing who it is. A lot of times what I found is a lot of that was more internal stuff than it was, opposite or rival gangs. I realized after some years that if you ever found a crime of a gang member and you couldn't get any intelligence on it at all, it was internal. That was my experience. More often, I'm gonna say 9 out of 10 times, it was internal. It was somebody in their set that had done that, and that's why you couldn't get no information. I see you shaking your head, Roberta. You know, huh? So the thing of it is that those kinds of things always lead to more violence. So that's all I'm saying is that, I honestly believe if we can take care of just the syndromes here, the drug dealer, the drug user, the enabler, people who enable drug dealers and people with addictions and gambling addictions and all sorts of stuff, people who enable the narcissistic personality. If we can cure some of those, guilty by association. Anybody in here know anything about being guilty by association? Okay. White collar criminals. Okay. No, you're not a white collar. You wasn't no white. No,
that
you
was not
white. No,
Yeah,
you didn't have a collar.
You were just white.
You had
You're
the white
just
and the criminal,
white.
but you didn't have a collar, boo. You was robbing.
You were just white.
You was doing blue collar stuff. Look,
You were just white.
he was just white. That's all. A sense of entitlement. The abuser. I mean, how many of us have been subject to some form of abuse? You see what I'm saying? I mean,
that's true.
Whether it's verbal, mental, sexual, physical, all of us have had something. And I know all of you have nothing else because y'all been incarcerated. And we already know the COs are abusive. You said the institution, they're abusive by nature. So we know that. The bully, exactly. That's how they run it, right? The prostitute, the gambler, the convict, the gangster. Hey, Patrick, this one is for you. Patrick, Patrick fell asleep.
I hear you.
Needing anger management.
Right. All the time.
Patrick tell us all the time, I need anger management. And this is another one, the manipulator.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
That's the biggest one.
Say that again, Pike.
That's the coward.
Is the manipulator.
More times out of 10, that's mostly inside. The one would spread rumors and everything, and then when the shit goes down, he go high. He's a freaking coward.
Okay. but the need anger management, Patrick. Talk to me about that.
With anger management, it's always a constant work in progress. Just like if you're an addict or if you're an enabler, you have to work on it constantly. Like I said, over the weekend, I was feeling a little angry and everything, and it was just the environment. As soon as I got into school with a different environment, as soon as I start talking with you guys, it starts to ease off. So, like we talk about this all the time, relations is all about communication.
Yes. Mr. Bradley, interested in what you're thinking.
Well, Pipe is he's something special. He's real special. And as far as if you go around killing off people, that make you worse than them.
Okay.
And it's like then when it comes to anger, it's like I said, that's just a second human emotion. We all get angry. And it's like with me, I learned how to recognize it, deal with it, and as far as anger, it's like I look at it as a defense of me being hurt. If I get hurt, then I automatically get angry because that's like protecting myself from not getting hurt again. But it's what I do with that anger that would count, because we all humans, we get angry. So with me, it's like what I do with that anger is try to challenge it in another way that I don't hurt anyone else with it. Because once I recognize that anger, I realize what made me angry. Is something this person said? How can I let this person's words hurt me, or anything like that? So it's like I do my little breathing thing, or I exercise, or I walk away. I think I take hit that 5-minute switch to think about things first, because it's like it's like can't nobody control me or make me do anything to hurt them. And so it's like I'm in control of my anger. No one else can control me of my anger, make me do something that I don't want to do or hurt someone else. And then with the anger, you think of consequences. If I lash out at someone with words or anything, I'm hurting someone else because I'm hurt. That hurt make you hurt others. And once I recognize that right there, that I get angry to hurt someone because I'm hurt, and I'm like, wait a minute, let me get control of this right here, because this ain't right here. Someone calls me pain, now I want to cause someone else's pain. And that ain't right.
It's funny you say that, because for me, you can make me angry and I may not want to strike back. But if you hurt me, that's when I get more willing to fight in a situation, as if I'm hurt, as opposed to if I'm just angry.
Well, you defend yourself. Like one guy, when I was incarcerated, he say, it was a situation between me and him. He say, hey man, he said, he asked me, do I want to fight him? I'm like, I thought about it. I said, no, I really don't want to fight you. I said, do you want to fight me? And he's like, no. And it's like, well, what are we doing then? We don't really want to fight each other. Maybe it's like he said, manipulation. Somebody who said something to him or said something to me to make me think this person wanted to jump on me. By us communicating with one another and talking, do you want to fight? No, we don't want to fight each other. We don't want to get all punched up, brain damage and all that. And so we like, so why are we here? Then you find out someone else will manipulate the fight because they want to see some entertainment, want to see us fight each other and probably get shot in the yard or something like that. Come back to thinking. So like Pipe want to go around blowing everybody's brains out there. He think it's bad.
I hear you reading over here.
Yeah.
And I wanted you to just share what your thoughts were on what he was saying.
Yeah, I was agreeing. You're absolutely right. It'd be ego and pride a lot of times that get us in situations that we normally wouldn't want to be in. And I like to tell people, whenever ego and pride show up, remove yourself from that space within a minute, because if you stay longer, again, you're gonna wind up doing something that you're gonna wind up regretting. And I've been incarcerated before as well, and the most hurtful feeling is being behind bars, thinking about what you shoulda, coulda done. And now here it is, you got 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 years to think about that mistake. And that's exactly what it is. It's a mistake. You talked about how hurt people, and that's absolutely true. And I saw a post on Instagram one time, and it said, hurt people, but heal people. So once you start the healing process, now it's like iron sharpens iron. You didn't got your healing, and you done got yourself on the right track, and now you're able to bless somebody else with that. So I totally agree with you, because I done been in those situations, and it's like, man, I really don't want to do nothing to this brother, and this brother don't want to do nothing to me. And you know, y'all wind up becoming best of friends, or y'all wind up finding out y'all got a lot in common as well. So I like how you said, I think you said the 5 second some rule.
3 seconds.
A rule that you said, but it's glad that
the time to think, to give us that quick second to think before you act,
and it's good to have those type of resources. All the programs that they have, and you know, literature like the Hurt Help book, and I did Fed time, so I took the RDAP program. I never did state, but I done been to Wayside and county and all that, and they didn't have no programs up in there at that time. So all the resources and the programs that y'all took, man, I'll be hearing the brothers, you know, that when they regurgitate a lot of stuff that they done learned, and that's what's gonna help you out here in this in the free world, you know, in the reentry population as well. So I just commend, you know, all of y'all on continuing to do the work and, you know, wanting to succeed. And man, hey, I always like to say, man, I salute you. Yeah.
Hey, Tony,
thank you.
You in the house, Miss Tony? Miss Tony, hello.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Sorry I'm not there.
Miss you. You're not half as sorry as I am that you're not here.
I know. I will be there. I'll be back next week. Excuse me?
Where's my hug?
I'm bringing it. I'm bringing it next week. I promise. It's a lot going on today. From funeral to crisis, but I'll be there next week.
Yeah, that's absolutely wonderful. Rufus, I'm interested in seeing what you got on your mind, Rufus. Talk to me.
I like the idea of what he said. I never, you know, it makes a whole lot of sense, but I never heard that as far as heal people. And that's that, you know, that's so true, because now that I'm in my healing stage, you know, all I want to do is share what I know, and want, you know, other people to feel what I feel in terms of, you know, my recovery, my healing, you know. And you know, I tell a lot of people now that I'm out here, you know, it's easy to live. It's easy to be out here. You know what I mean? It's not. It's just, you know, I can't help but keep saying that it's easy to be out here. You know what I mean? With the mindset that I used to have, you know, I thought that, you know, that was the way to go. That's the only, you know, options that I had. But you know, after going through, you know, all the stuff that I went through in my recovery, it's just, you know, my eyes are wide open, and you know, my heart is, you know, it's full of love, and I just want to spread that with other people. So that idea of heal people, I, you know, that's something I'm finna write in my book, because I like that. I mean, you know, my little black book or whatever.
Okay, your little black book, your little black book of tools. I like that.
Yeah, but my black book of tools, yeah, because
I like that.
Yeah, that's a good saying. I never put those two together. You know what I mean? Hurt people. I saw that all day long. You know what I mean? And I lived that. You know, and like they said, you know, nothing could be further from the truth when it comes to that. And you know, on the flip side of that, it's the same thing about heal people. And
right. And
I like that
because,
idea.
you know, they never give us the positive end of anything.
Right,
you know
right.
They always want to keep us like, you know, don't leave me in the degradation. Please pick me up and get me up in, you know, in some good stuff. You know what I mean? I want to land me on a good place. You know what I'm saying? Let me land where I stand a chance to get up. I stand a chance to be better. I stand a chance to live a happier life. You know, something came up today about the choice. Happiness is a choice.
About time.
It's really a choice. Oh Lord, we got trouble. Here we go. Big James is here, y'all.
I was about to call you big ass.
Oh, shut up, little Twinkie.
Hi, honey.
Hello, beautiful.
How you doing?
All right.
So,
How you doing? Dawson.
James.
Nice
so,
Oh my.
so I realized that happiness is a choice, even in the midst of things that really go bad and things, trauma, traumatic situations, bad circumstances, things that don't go our way. We can still choose to be happy in those times. And I know a lot of people think that sounds too simplistic, but I can tell you from experience, I've had as many negative things happen to me as anybody on this call. But I can promise you that choosing to focus on those things that are good in my life is a tool that I use. I know one of the worst things ever happened to me was one of the worst experiences is obviously was losing my mother. But what I realized through trying to heal from that was whenever I thought about what I lost and thought about me personally, what I didn't have anymore, it was real painful. But when I thought about the fact that my mother had leukemia, I didn't know it until I looked at her death certificate because she never told us. But when I realized that she had leukemia and I know that she had been suffering and in pain, I was relieved that she wasn't in pain no more. So I didn't have the hurt. I didn't cry. And if I ever thought about all of the good things that she did, all of the ways that she made me happy, all of those things, I was okay. But it was when I thought about what I didn't have, my own selfish thoughts, is what tended to make me very sad. So even in a loss that I can honestly say my life is divided between before she died and after, is two totally different existences. I still understand how to be happy even with her being gone. Why? Because I know that she would not want for me to be unhappy. She would not want for me to mourn her to the point that I can't be happy because she's not here. And a lot of loved ones wouldn't want that. They wouldn't want us to suffer in that way. Tony, I see you nodding your head. Oh, did you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, one more thing. It's crazy that you say that because there's two things that I say. One thing once I learned, that I'm responsible for my own happiness. Once I've learned that, my approach to things are different. You know what I mean? Because if things ain't going right, then that's on me, in a sense, in a large sense. You know what I mean? And another saying that I always live by is, and I read it when I was in prison, it said that the harder you fall, the higher you bounce, and your attitude determines your altitude. So, and that, I live by those things. You know what I mean? So thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Miss Tony.
No, just agreeing with you. I wholeheartedly agree with you and the gentleman. In this process, any advice or any solutions or any perspective that I can provide for me is healing, to help others heal and help them to see the things from, the child's perspective and from another perspective, and things that they didn't consider, or as we've talked in relationships about the women and the role that women have taken in society, just understanding, I was having a conversation with someone earlier today, as I've had in the past. A lot of us women took on the roles that we took because we had to, not because we wanted to. And we are also, the products and victims of the things that have happened in society. But again, I wholeheartedly agree with the both of you in regards to your happiness, because you come in this world by yourself and you're going to leave this world by yourself, and only you can determine what your happiness looks like.
Absolutely.
Just agreeing.
I come in with my mama.
You're going to get a hug, all right. It's going to be a big old bear hug.
Okay, and a little knuckle noogie to go with it.
Right. Because at some point in time, they disconnected you from your mama. So you was on your own.
At some point, right?
Right.
James?
Today I want to check in with y'all. I had a pretty good day today. Therapy was good. I enjoyed it. But what I want to say to y'all is a lot of times we always look at the consequences instead of looking at the journey and the experience that we learn along our footsteps. Because every step we take, if we take a moment to look at or smell a rose, that's a new experience along the journey. You're on a lifelong journey. Everything is not going to be peaches and creams. Everything is not going to be filet mignon steaks. It's going to be some times where you're going to do like them days when we on a lockdown and all we had was peanut butter and jelly and a soup. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Them are the days that you learn to appreciate who you are as an individual in your journey, because them are the times when you see that it don't take a lot to validate who you are as an individual, as a person, as a loved one, as a father, as a son, as a spirit within yourself. And those are the moments that we ought to go back and reflect on when times get hard out here in society. Them are the times when you go in that room, when you was in that cell naked, without a lockdown box. Them is the times that you understand who you are as that human, that essence of being man. Man is mine and mine is man. And I always say that, and every time I say it, it revalidates to me who I am and all my flow and all my journey. So just take your time, and I tell every brother that come home, learn to date yourself before you can date anyone else, because you don't know who you are. You think you know who you are until you taste something that you ain't never had before, until you experience something that you never experienced before, and had a thought of something that you ain't never thought of before. I found out what freedom was many times over. And I've been out 3 years. I've been off parole. I got off parole in 13 months. I've been out of prison since 2020, July 16th. Off parole, August 16th, 2021. Here it is. I'm still touching my car door and saying, damn, I'm free. I pick up my keys and say, damn, I'm free. I go count my money and say, damn, I'm free. I wake up and I'm not in a 6-foot bed with a 2-inch thick mattress, and I'm laying on a bed with a comforter saying, damn, I'm free. These are the things that I take and treasure more than anything, because these are the things that makes me know that I'm validated within myself and that I'm a free man.
And that you're human, right? And that you can rebound from all of the traumas of being in that cell with the 2-inch mattress, you know what I'm saying, that was so thin you couldn't, hardly get a good night's rest, this cold, all the different things, and the environment that everybody suffers when they're incarcerated. And so it's just a blessing, but I really I love the fact that this book, it really gives you something to think about. It'll help you think about how you view these different characters in your community, and how you can begin to create tools for yourself that will help you get over those things. If you find yourself, one of the things I found was that I could see, I guess the best way I want to say it is, I know people that have multiple syndromes, just like a lot of times they're called dual diagnoses for psychiatric things. These are dual diagnoses. Oftentimes the manipulator is the one that's self-entitled, right? They tend to overlap each other. All addictions tend to attract other addictions. And most people don't realize, like you were saying, the drug dealer doesn't realize he has an addiction just as well as the drug user. He's addicted to the money, right? He's addicted to all of those things. So he doesn't even understand just how addicted he is, and that he's suffering the same things. So, but it's real nonetheless. The addictions and the ways to overcome those are likewise the same. They're the same tools. I found that I have been addicted to a person, right? Didn't even realize that's what it was. I was addicted to a person, but I had to use the same tools to get over that people use to get over other addictions, to get over being addicted to this particular person. And I found that those are the things that actually help me, is treating it just like what it was, which was an addiction. And I had created an idol out of this person. I began to put more into that than I was putting into myself. That became more important to me than a lot of other things. What was, so I treated it that way, and that's how it began to heal from it. Was to be able to move beyond it, was treating it like it's an addiction. And again, I see a lot of the syndromes that we have in our community. They are, it's more than one. People often have more than one thing going on at a time, because trauma begets trauma. Like you say, iron sharpens iron, but trauma begets trauma. Once you get started on that cycle, you tend to attract it. It tends, especially if you focus on it. If people who focus on whatever you focus on, you're going to have more of it in your life. It doesn't matter whether it's good or bad, right? Whatever you spend your time and energy focusing on, that's what you're going to have. So these are the kinds of things that that I'm excited that we get a chance to talk about. I want to ask anybody have any specific questions they want to ask, any comments they want to make?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You got to come back next week. Do your book.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
How about you, Mr. Steffens? How you doing over there? You feeling okay?
Yeah, I just want to say, Ms. Noreen, for 45 years, I was an angry man, and when you talked about being hurt and how you want to hurt others, it's because of the way you're feeling. You're feeling down, you're feeling low, you're feeling miserable. That when someone reached out at you and did something to you that you disagreed, you want to see them in pain as much as you can have them to be. So, today, especially when it's dealing with race, today I've learned to, instead of reacting to someone's a negativity, to stop and think about how I can respond to that negativity and how I can address it in a way that it won't make me feel angry, won't make me feel miserable, won't make me feel bad. So for the last 12 years, I've been on that journey where that I want to be at peace. I want to be at understanding. I want to be there where that I can go through life and say, well, if this guy don't like me for whatever reason, he don't like me for, or she don't like me for whatever reason, she don't like me for, that I can like myself. I can love myself and I can love others.
Yeah, that's awesome. See, that's why I always like to talk to you, Mr. Steffens. You always make my heart, you always warm my heart, because you always have very insightful things to say. And your journey, I feel like with all of the obstacles that you face throughout your life, that we've talked about before, I always find you to be extraordinary, because you found a place of peace. You found a way to get to that. And you did that for yourself. And I find that just to be extraordinary, just the whole journey. I mean, because the traumas in your life started very, very young. It was just a series of things after that. So I'm just always amazed. And from day one, you've always had such positive things to say and insightful things that help me to grow as well. So I'm just, I'm excited every time I get to hear you speak. And I know you had that tooth pulled, and I know that's got to be hard. So I hope soon, like, ooh,
Yeah.
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 So I want to get to I want to make sure, is there anything else you want to say to the group?
I want to congratulate everybody that came home. The brother and the black flannel. Congratulations on your certificate and your graduation. I'm in the construction as well. I took up welding when I was in the Fed. So, and I say this, what I'm about to say to you and to the group, it's not this in a braggadocious way, but I want y'all to know what we can accomplish as being ex-felons or whatever. I took up welding in the Feds, came home, I started a business with it, and I've traveled all over the world with it. I went to Africa with it. I went to St. Croix, to the Virgin Islands, and I've been all over the United States. And I tell people I took a prison trade. I told my counselor, I got to get some out of the deal being in prison. I said, y'all about to house me. I had 63 months. So I did 3.5 years off a 5-year bid. I say, if y'all gonna house me that long, I got to get some out the deal. And she started laughing. So she was like, what you mean, Mr. Dawson? I say, I need something. I need a resource. I need a trade to where I don't never have to go back to the drug game. And I know if I accomplish this, it's going to give me a foundation when I leave. So she placed me exactly where I wanted to go, because when I first came, they told me I had to go into the kitchen for at least a year before I can go to the real trades. So I went to my counselor, and I'm just like to me that wasn't acceptable. I was like, I don't plan on being a cook when I go home. I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm passionate about. And when I explained to her my what my goals was, she saw my vision and she put me up in there. But I always like to tell people that's in a reentry population, sky's the limit, man. We control our future. Something you said earlier about we can live out here. That's absolutely true. I like to tell people you can't run from the problem if you the problem. And you said you saw that. You was like, if I'm the problem, how can I run from it? One of my family members would always say she was gonna leave LA and move to Atlanta. And I had to tell her, I was like, if you trying to run from you ain't gonna do nothing but create the same chaos in Atlanta that you creating out here in LA. And she finally got it years and years later. But man, I salute all y'all on doing the work, because I know it's not easy. I done been there. We walk into the unknown when it comes to transformation. We've been used to living a certain lifestyle, not 5 and 10, 15 years. We've been living a certain lifestyle since birth, because we born there. A lot of us is born and raised in the projects, or born and raised in the hood. So this is all we know. It's second nature for us to do what we do. So to step out of that realm and to do something totally different, man, that's like that takes a strong individual, a strong mind to do that. So I commend y'all, man, and I salute all y'all for doing the work, because again, I know it's not easy. So just keep being great, man. Keep doing y'all, and that's my words right there. And I always like to say, iron sharpens iron. Y'all sharpen me, man, and I'm gonna sharpen y'all, and that's how we're gonna accomplish what we need to accomplish out here.
Wonderful. Mr. Patrick.
Damn.
Out for
I'm
me.
trying to speak to her.
Oh, go ahead, kid. You want to say something?
Okay, hey, this is Oville. Listen, I wanted to know from the author, first, Maureen, do you got that book for me? And keep it, because I want you to get it to me.
There go yours, right here.
Okay, second, I wanted to know from the author that wrote the book, does he know about the group called GRIP?
No, I've never heard of GRIP.
Okay, GRIP is the first time I ever heard hurt people, heal people. That's their theme.
Oh,
it's in San Francisco. It's a group that spread it all through the state prisons. Oh. And it's like mandatory. If you go through the group, it's a 1-year group, and if you go through the group, you guarantee the parole date.
Oh,
that's awesome.
But the group is really intense on healing you.
Come on.
And what we learned from that group was more than I learned in all the other groups I went to.
Absolutely.
And it taught me, really what hurt me is the reason why I was out there hurting people.
Oh, come on. That's a
And,
blessing.
and so when my eyes finally opened, I had no more hatred for the other side.
Come on.
That's great.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Hey,
And that's speaking a lot for a person that went all the way to the shelf behind chasing a scar.
Hey, Noreen, I'm going to call it a day.
Okay, well, before you do that, why don't you go ahead and check out for me, okay?
Well, I'm doing just fine, and I'm working hard, try to find a better job, and I have a place to live, and I'm doing everything I can to be a better person.
Wonderful. Well, thanks for joining us tonight, Otis.
Thank you, Maureen.
All right, dear. But
Bye-bye.
thank you for sharing that here.
Huh?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys, thank you.
I'm gonna mute you because it's a lot of noise. Okay, he did. Patrick.
Yeah, the nice thing about this is, you know, healing to heal and everything. It's like I said, put yourself in a positive environment where you think better, not bad. You look better, you act better, and you're not in a bad element. In other words, be with better people, be in a better environment. And whether you're doing illegal activities or did illegal activities, or you're thinking bad or you're doing bad, don't be there. You know, like we always say, the doctor says, if it hurts when you do this, then stop doing that.
Right.
So basically, you know, heal to heal. You heal other people, you can heal yourself.
Awesome. Thank you. Mr. Bradley, final comments and thoughts for me?
Yeah, I like what the brother was saying, the author of the book. How he went to prison and he took up welding. He was I look at that as being a negative environment, but you found something positive in the environment. You know, you turned a negative into a positive by doing things that help yourself to grow and stuff. And I would like to hear more. I wish he'd come back next week and share more about his book and stuff, because like I say, that healing, the groups and stuff also helped me. You know, I did so many different groups in prison. My whole thought was to get out of prison and try to help other people who's also seeking help. But like trauma, I didn't know what trauma was until I started taking up groups. That was when I was about 47 years old, and I realized what trauma was. But by us sharing these tools and stuff, coping skills and tools, we help one another. So I wish he would come back next week and share more about his book, because I'm very interested in, learning more about it.
Hey, most definitely, I'll be back. Man. Hey, again, it's a blessing to be a blessing, man. Iron sharpens iron. Absolutely.
Thank you. Rufus, final comments.
I want to thank the brother for providing us with a copy of the book, and I thank him for his comments, and I'm just happy to be here.
Wonderful. Can't wait till you get your stuff together too. That's exciting. I'm happy for you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Mr. Terrell. Any final comments today?
I just want to say, everybody stay focused on the mission and what you have to do. Understand the devil gonna always be poking at you, but it's how you respond to him, because we already know it always get worse, and it can be worse. And to the brother, that just got a certificate, stay pushing, because it's a place for you out here, and that's a career. That's not a job. That's a career. You can start your own business once you get out here and get some experience. And to the brother, I can't think his name, that wrote the book.
Mr. Dawson?
Yeah, to Mr. Dawson. I missed you at the Black Writers on Tour, but I was a fed baby too. I did welding and all that stuff in there too. But we'll have to link up, you know what I mean, and get together, man. But yeah, I appreciate you coming up, and this is the thing we do to inspire the people that's coming home and to help them as well, man, because we all in the healing process. Nobody's fully healed, but we're healing each other and we're healing ourselves. And that's what makes the journey even better, when we got people with like minds and like situations that are helping each other. Because as dots, we just separate. But when we come together as a full circle, we strong and we stronger. You know, we can always help each other. You know, like you say, steel sharpen steel. So I just want to thank you for coming down. Like the brother say, come on back, man, so they can
But
get
wait,
more input.
but you didn't miss him. You didn't miss him at Black Writers. He was at Bomani's table, baby.
No. I was moving around. I was moving around.
Oh, okay. I was like, no, he was right there.
No, I met him.
Got pictures together.
Briefly,
Okay.
but I kept going. You know, I was moving.
I understand.
I was on my feet the whole day. I didn't stop. I was like a damn kid in the candy factory.
Yes, I understand now because I was like, wait, but we got pictures together.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I wanted to say, hey, you made a good point when you said about our recovery. You know, taking it one day at a time, and it's a old saying: "How do you eat an elephant?" If anybody done heard that, and the answer is one bite at a time.
That's right.
That's how you eat an elephant. Some people think you got to gorge on it, just do this old crazy routine to try to eat the elephant, but it's like, nah, you just eat it one bite at a time. So like you said, man, we're work in progress every day. Every day. All we got to do is just be willing to do the work. That's the biggest thing, just being willing to do it, and having a good support system is a big thing too, like what we're doing right now. But something I want to add to that, I always tell people, it's good to have a support system, but self-accountability is the best thing you can have, because when you can't reach that support system, when you can't get in contact with that support system, you got to be able to talk your own self off that ledge. And a lot of times we don't know how to talk ourselves off that ledge, and then we can't get to that support system. And like you say, now we back incarcerated, or we, God forbid, you know, we bodily harm or even death occur. So self-accountability, but most definitely a good support system. So yeah, man, I'm happy to be doing the work. And you know, and I looked through your book as well. So and my young brother Anthony, he speak highly of you too, man. So I'm excited to learn more about the work that you're doing too. So yeah, it's good to be here with y'all, man.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
Yes. So Miss Tony.
Yeah, I just always appreciate everyone's perspective and the healing process, because this affects the community. So I appreciate starting here and it seeping out into the community, because we definitely need our community healed as much as possible.
Awesome. Thank you, Miss Roberta.
Good night.
You know what?
If you don't quit it,
you know.
I heard everything. Yeah, I'm a little tired. I just
processing. And y'all, yeah, clearly look, let me just tell y'all, that new way of life whooped on folks today. That's all I know, because y'all tired. Y'all ain't even tired. Y'all tired. You know what I'm saying?
I would like to say is,
and
next week we talk about that that thought of the day.
The what, honey?
The thought of the day that we got this morning.
Let me see what it was, because I know y'all. And the answer, before I even know what it is yes. Because whenever, you know, I always like it when y'all pick the topic, because then y'all start talking and I get to listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thought of the day today was, know the difference between being disrespected and feeling disrespected.
Yeah.
So that was for me back here today to the folks. So we definitely got that on the agenda next week, because those are two different things, and y'all know I talk about that.
I didn't realize that for a minute.
Oh my goodness! Oh yes, darling, yes. So yes, by all means, we can definitely talk about that next week. And you remind me if somehow I get crazy in my head, because you know I'm old and crazy. So you remind me, but we definitely can put that on the agenda. Miss Ward, can you talk to us? Any final comments from you, my love?
My final comments are, it would be nice to send that thought for today out to everybody so they can mull over it until next week, and then they can come up with some thoughts they want to say. But I'll be glad when all of us collaborate and come together so we can help these guys coming home to get their ID and their life documents a lot quicker than they're getting them, because that hurts my heart that people take 3 months to get something that I can normally get in one day. So thank you.
So we definitely need, you and I need to get together and coordinate with the staff at Francisco Homes, so that we can offer that to them, because that is a skill that you have that can help them. And Francisco Homes tends to be good about letting people come in and help the guys. So but you and I need to coordinate offline, I think, first. I don't have an email list or anything like that for the guys. So what I think I can do is I can send it to Smitty, who sends out the link, and ask him to send it out, so that everybody has that thought for the day. Everybody else I think I can contact. I know I can contact Terrell, all of you guys, we all have it. I can give it to Bacchus, and we can make sure that everybody has that and can deal with that. Miss Di.
Once again, thank you for the book, sir. I enjoyed the conversation because, healing yourself and still working through your healing is the only way that you can start making progress in your own life as well as others.
Thank you. And Mr. Thornton? Hey, babe. So glad you could join us, but you was way late today, sugar. I can't hear you.
Oh, okay, there I go. I know. I apologize to the group for being late. Like, I really have to be more mindful of my time.
Yes,
like,
indeed.
I was slipping. Like, I went on like a little, well, it was a date with my wife and everything. And I'm glad the group is today because I kind of had I had like a little blow up this morning and everything, which I walked it off, came back, we went out to lunch and everything. Then coming from lunch, I had another blow up.
Oh.
Where I really got apologized because I called my wife a bitch earlier. Like,
oh wow,
Okay,
like,
so now you're gonna make us have to go long because we got to make sure you understand what's happening here, okay?
Yeah,
so
but
listen,
see,
go ahead.
not to justify, not to make no excuses, but I was so irritated with myself and with what was going on that I told her she was being an irritating bitch.
Wow.
And that's not even me to disrespect no woman, especially not my wife and everything.
Right.
And I gotta really apologize for that. And then the topic when I just came on, that's why I feel like God does everything for a reason, because I actually was missing group and came in at 6:50. Damn, I gotta sign up for group because we really was just sitting down right now doing a little puzzle together, putting together a puzzle that she had got me for my birthday and everything. We was putting that together, and then I told her hold on, I gotta check in with group real quick because I'm already late. And then to come on and hear that hurt people, because that's something that I do believe in. When you hurting, you lash out and you hurt people. And right now, I got so much going on because I got my hand smashed in a big rig the other day, and it literally cut off the tip of my finger the other day. What was that, on the 13th? So that was last Thursday. Then they've been screwing around with my pain medication, all type of stuff, because the doctor didn't sign off on the daily dosage. It's always something every time I went to the pharmacy. So it's I allow my own little issues to cloud my judgment earlier.
And I'm grateful to hear you acknowledge
you're wrong.
Yes, because your wife can get over the disrespect.
Yeah.
You acknowledged it.
Mm-hmm.
If you begin to try to justify it, that's where the hurt, that's like pouring salt in the wound.
Exactly.
Right? Digging a bandage off and just start pouring salt in that wound right there.
Right. Yeah, and I most definitely gotta be on time next week. Like y'all say, it's a difference, man, feeling disrespected and being disrespected. Cause that's what I was telling her. Man, you being disrespectful to me as your husband and everything. You disrespecting me and this and that. And she how did I disrespect you? All I did was told you this, told you that. And then I even was going further, what's the way you said it? Ain't what you say, is how you say it. You been condescending. I just kept on digging.
Yeah, you just pouring salt. You just
I just kept on
it all up, ain't you? That's all. Yeah, you make sure you get your butt back here. Miss Ward, you want to say something? I see your hand up.
He didn't take the 5-second rule.
I didn't take the 5-second rule.
Mr. Withers.
Yes.
First of all, you disrespected your wife. to me.
I
That's
do.
just my personal opinion.
I
Now,
did.
can she come on the group with you next week?
Yeah, she can.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, she can. If she want to.
Yeah,
But I'm pretty
yeah.
sure she will want to.
Well, yeah, by all means, she's always welcome.
Yeah.
Again, this group is to help not just the person that was incarcerated, but those of us that were loved ones, those of us that have suffered, because there are things that we know about you she may not know in terms of why you're doing things the way you're doing them.
Exactly. I wish she
Respond in
would,
a certain way.
because I came downstairs and she's upstairs taking care of something right now. I wish like she was downstairs right now so she could chime in for a couple of seconds or so.
Well, you know what? We got enough time because James has to check out and I have to check out. If we
Call
want
her.
to go get her and let her come holler. And in the meantime, I'm gonna let James go ahead and do his checkout, okay?
All right.
Because again, this group is about healing all of us. And making sure that we can all move forward as a community. If we can heal this individual and heal this, in your case, it'll be your family, then we can heal our community. And that takes a lot of times, it takes all of us, because again, there are things that you go through that the guys and ladies that have been incarcerated understand that she may not understand if she's never been incarcerated.
No, she never been.
Yeah, see, so look, y'all come home crazy a lot of times.
I know.
Right? And it's not your fault.
But still, you got to remember,
anyway.
She's been out here on her own for how many years without you?
Absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead, James, let you go ahead and have your checkout, sweetie.
Mine is simple. I apologize for being late. I did have to take care of my mom. Just got out of a rehab center and I'm still working on my health. Today I went through acupuncture, so it kind of wore me out. But from my test results, I got a turn, it's getting better, and I'm working towards it, and I'll still be here. As long as God bless me to get up in the morning, I'm gonna be here.
That's awesome. And for me, yeah, for me, you guys are all a blessing to me. I get as much out of this, and I learn as much as I give in these exchanges. And so I'm grateful. I feel like, again, what I said about this book is that if we just get past the different syndromes and the different personality abnormalities in this book, we can help ourselves. We can help the community. And so, oh gosh, she wants to talk to us? Oh man, thank you, ma'am. What's your name?
Hello, everybody. My name is Sabrina.
Sabrina, thank you for being willing to talk to us. And your husband indicated that he was disrespectful today. And we were talking when he came on about, we were talking about hurting people. And and he has acknowledged in our presence publicly that he was disrespectful and that he hurt you. And what we endeavor to do here at Free to Heal is we come together every week. We're a group of people. Some of us have been incarcerated. I am like you. I'm a loved one of someone who was incarcerated. I loved a person who was incarcerated. We have one person in particular who was the child of someone incarcerated. And we come together every week to talk about those things and the ravages of what incarceration has done, not only to the person incarcerated, but to the loved ones. And so we just wanted to give you an opportunity. I think your husband very distinctly said, that he called you out your name and it was not nice. And, he understands all of what he's going through. But what I was telling him is that there are things that he goes through that you will have no way to know. And there's like strange behavior and you're like, why is that a thing? And in this group, we get to explore those things, and it may help you to understand the weird things that, because to us it's just strange, like, you know, because we never been incarcerated. We don't know all of the challenges that he went through and those things that he did in those places his mind had to go to survive that. And so this group, people tend to be very open and they share what it is, and we're really trying to heal. So we're at the end of the group for tonight, but next week we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the difference between being disrespected and feeling disrespected. And I just want to ask you, you know, if you feel like it and you want to, please join us. I think also you can go on our YouTube channel and look at some of the past videos, which may give you insight into the things that he's going through that you may not understand. There's so many things that I've learned in working with the population and having these conversations that I think it can save families. And I know your road is not easy because I've been you. You know what I'm saying? I get it.
Yeah, because the
You
first
know?
thing he says is, I will never let nobody talk to me like that. And I'm like, what? It's not that serious. And he's like, no. I'm like, it's not that serious. But he takes it to like being disrespected. I'm like, what? No. So
Yeah.
I think it's minor and he think it's way up here.
That
Yeah,
is
but you got to
true.
understand
I
the
talk
part
about
that
that
she was by
often.
herself.
Well, go ahead, Di. What were you gonna say?
He has to understand the mind frame she was in with the time he was in prison. It's not that she's being disrespectful to you. She know you her husband. You never have to repeat that. She knows that already. But you know, we have, as a person or loved one on the outside, it's hard for us as well as it's hard for you. It's very hard. It's harder for us than you really would even imagine how hard it is, because we waiting on a phone call, we waiting on a visit. It's very, and you trying to go to work, you're trying to take care of your kids, you're trying to pay the bills, I'm trying to see your package. It's a whole lot. And for you to come home and keep screaming, you my husband, I know who you are. You ain't never got to tell me that. You ain't got to tell me that.
I agree.
Right.
And another thing with me is, and I just keep it real like this. Them officers talk to us so jacked up. So saying that you're not gonna talk to me like that, you out of prison, but there's still that mentality that when people say certain things in a certain way to us, we go back, because I do it all the time. People talk out of line to me, I get upset and I gotta talk back. I don't cuss, but I say some stuff to them. But that's the thing, because we were having to hear them talk to us and say things to us just because they were the authority, and they wouldn't say that to us no other time. But yeah,
we were verbally abused by our oppressors, and it's a trigger for us. And I'm going to recommend my sister Darlene Burke's group for you guys, 10 Toes In, because it's an outstanding relationship group for people who have been in prison and their loved ones, so they can have a better understanding, and they have a support group for the women and the men and the relationship, because it goes a lot deeper than what we actually talk about. We talk about it here on Free to Heal, but she actually has a program to where it's dedicated to relationships of you guys' magnitude. And you know, for that, Cheryl was absolutely right. We get triggered off. You just can't say anything to me, because I don't give a damn who you is. I'm gonna lash back out at you, and I might not cuss you out, but I'm gonna speak my mind, because you ain't the police now, and I ain't got to hold my tongue back. You know what I'm saying?
See, the thing is,
but it's a trigger. It's a trigger. It is a trigger. You know what I mean? And sometimes you trigger off. If you don't catch yourself, you'll find yourself saying some things, you know, and like somebody else said, you didn't take that 5-second count. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, you she triggered you off and you didn't know how to cope with it at that point in time. But this is a learning episode, and we all here.
Yeah, because I'm like, not that serious.
see, the thing is, she can go crazy and talk loud and all that, and then cuss me out, everything, and then 5 seconds later, honey bun, come here, come cuddle with me. It's like, hell no, fuck all that. I ain't cuddling with nothing. Like, I'm at war now in my brain now. And then I told her I wish she was a dude, because if she was a dude, I'll still on her.
Okay, it will make you feel better in the moment.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she be going, and then 5 seconds later, she ready to cuddle and kick it and all.
Because it's not that serious.
But me, I be still having to bring myself down.
Yeah.
I have to bring myself down.
It's a learning process, brother. You are not in prison no more, Damon.
You no, I'm not in prison no more. Exactly.
And this is why, again,
she's not a correctional officer.
No, it's either correctional officer. I'd probably be in a hole already. Because I'm telling you, I don't know how I made it out of Folsom Prison. I literally chased the CO up to the 5th tier in the 1 block one day, telling him to throw his shit up for talking crazy to me. And people, a white boy literally had to grab me and say, Taco, man, don't do it. Don't do it. Because I chased the man from the 4th floor to like the 5th floor, ready to go to war with him. Because that's how bad he had me, just from talking crazy to me. Because that's a trigger for me. Like, since I was a child at 9 years old, I ain't never let nobody talk slick to me. You talk slick to me, I don't give a damn who you is. Like, I'm getting on you.
And this is
it's like,
this is why the conversation is going to be good, because as I've said many, many times on Free to Heal,
he got to remember that's a learned behavior he has.
Of course, but this is also the point. This is also the point, is that what is considered disrespect in the penitentiary
is not here.
No, it's not here. It's about this small. Okay. Mm-hmm. What's considered disrespect out here is way bigger. Okay. You see the difference? Mm-hmm. Okay. So your notion that you being disrespected, there's no intended disrespect, and there's a way, but also Sabrina needs to understand that it's a trigger, right? And
I just talk loud.
That for him,
talk loud. I said I just talk loud. I'm ghetto. I'm from Watts. I don't know how you want me to talk.
It's okay.
You know what? I got the same problem. And listen, I had a guy, so I want to share this with you guys, and I'm gonna let y'all go. When we were doing groups in person at the Francisco homes, it was a guy, he told me that his mother was talking to him in murderous terms, y'all, because she was talking loud and she cursed. So I said to him, I said, what I want you to do is I want you to go to that door over there. I want you to open it, put your finger in it, and I want you to slam the door. I know this is kind of personal if you right now, Mr. Whitney.
Okay.
Right. But I said, and I want to know if you're going to say, ouch, that really hurt. Or if you're going to go, oh, shit, that hurt. Okay. Okay. What I was trying to explain to him, that what he heard from his mother when she was speaking loud and using curse words was pain. It was the expression of the pain, because the relationship, she had taken care of him and supported him for 24 years when he was down. And a couple years before he got out, he got married to somebody. So when he came home, his whole focus was on his wife and not his mother, which as it should have been. And I had to explain to his mom, your expectation of him is unrealistic. As a husband, he must focus on his wife relationship. That is his job. That's the man you raised him to be.
That's why he got married. He's married now.
But for him to understand, her talking loud was no more than just being loud. Okay. And it's one of the things with Black women, we loud. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, true. And it don't mean nothing to us in that way.
It doesn't.
I could tell you this. One of the things, my son, he's an actor, and one of his characters is Fresh Out, right? But anytime he's portraying the incarcerated dude, he always talk real low, you know, because that's how y'all talk. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure.
Mac Daddies.
You know what I'm saying? So that don't nobody misunderstand whether or not you're being disrespectful or not. Okay, but me, Sabrina can't talk like that all the damn time. Let me just tell you this. Let me tell you this, Thornton. Half the time we don't even know we loud. Right? Ain't that the truth, Sabrina?
For real.
Okay.
She don't.
No.
Having to tell her. Break it down.
Okay, so now that's gonna be your signal. That's gonna be your signal, right? You do that again. You see that, Sabrina? What is it, Thornton? What's the? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's the code. Okay, because I'm getting ready to get tricked. Okay. We're gonna start with that from now till next week. And when we come back next week, we're gonna talk more about feeling disrespected, being disrespected, and the difference in a feeling. Because I also say this, a feeling is just that, it's a feeling. It don't mean it's true. It don't mean it's true. So I just, again, I want to thank all of you guys for being here. I love you guys for just participating and being vulnerable and open and honest. And you're welcome here at any time. Again, Sabrina, I encourage you to go on YouTube and look at our videos, because there's a lot of insights that they all share. They have been doing it throughout the years that will give you insight into what you're dealing with in him, things that have developed that he may not even think about, and realize that they're there. But they're triggers for him. And this will help you to understand. And at the same time, Thornton, understanding that as the women on the outside, we have had to do all of it ourselves.
All the work.
All the work. We get triggered quicker. We're not interested in controlling you and telling you what to do and all that kind of stuff. That's not even where it's coming from. We just been on a treadmill trying to survive, and we don't even know how to stop and slow down long enough for you to get in the driver's seat. Okay, we don't even know how to slow. We just, okay. So just imagine we on the freeway 70 miles an hour.
And you want me to pull over and do 30? I can't do it.
No, you got to get behind the wheel, but the car can't stop. I don't even know how to stop. I'm scared if I stop, the people behind me gonna run into the back of us. Okay, so I only know one mode. So this is awesome. Again, I welcome you, Sabrina. I thank you for being willing to have this conversation. Thornton, I really thank you for being honest, vulnerable, and being willing to admit openly that you were wrong, because that way you guys can heal. Okay, you can't heal if you're hiding and you're justifying and that kind of thing. So again, this has been another great Free to Heal, and I encourage everybody, check us out on all of the social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and certainly leave us your comments in the section, comment section, anything you want us to talk about, and we'll be back with you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Thank you. Bye-bye, you guys. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.